Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, what an exciting day today. Listen, and finally, after a lot of work and a lot of effort, a fresh FPS car, Flemings Performance Series, a 69 Camaro RS SS396, fresh out of restoration, 0 miles, okay? We're gonna do some of the shakedown on it and whatever, drive it for a few more miles and what have you, and then give you a couple hours credit somewhere. So when you get it, after you put 500 or 1,000 miles on it, you can go and have somebody check through it one more time, make sure everything's looking good. But essentially what you're getting is virtually a brand new 69 Camaro for what I feel is an awesome price. Quite honestly, I don't know if we're breaking even on it at this figure. I don't really know, but it doesn't really matter because the thing's so cool, who cares, right? All right, so in my world of color combinations, I feel the Lemans blue cars are spectacular. Black cars look great too. You see a lot of black, but the great thing about Lemans blue is with the stripes and what have you, you get the humps and bumps and everything, the ridges and what have you that go along with a 69 Camaro, which make it look so great, all right? So for instance, like the cowl induction hood here with the Z28 stripes. The reason I bring you up here to look at the quality of the paint is because if you're online, which I'm sure you're doing right now, obviously, but you're looking at other cars. If that other car is in the running against this car here, then that person needs to offer you the same video. He needs to offer you the same detail, the same walk around. He needs to know everything about the engine, the transmission, the rear end, the brakes, the brake lines, the hoses, the clips, the belts, the clamps. We know everything about it. We got a stack of receipts like this. Parts alone on this car, just parts were $20,000, okay? So, and we have that full list of parts that comes with the car. So when you say to yourself, well, what's new and what's not new, I don't really know what's not new, but as we look around, if you see something, you let me know, all right? So again, we're talking about this, but what I do want to show out is that the stripes on the car are clear coated over. And the reason you want that is because as you wash and wax this car and you take it to shows and things like that, the edges of these things right here, if they were to stick up above the other paint, they would start to tear and wear off and you have to get them repainted. So the effort that goes into it is we block sand the whole car. So this car started out with fresh sheet metal everywhere, okay? Quarters, fenders, all that stuff, all right? Then we sealed the car, obviously. We painted it blue, wet sanded it, then we painted it white, wet sanded it, then we cleared the whole car. So everything is sealed in and underneath there. Then we color sand and wet sanded it again. And then once it leaves here, or before it leaves to come to you, we'll go ahead and do the show wax on it. And it's gonna just be like, wow, how you doing, all right? Okay, so we talked about that. Let's do a couple small things. So I wanted to show you some stuff here that's important. You see this quarter window right here? You're like, well, Tom, what's the big deal that the quarter window rolls down? Well, 9 out of 10 of the cars come here, whether they're Mustangs or Camaros, the quarter windows never roll down. The pieces are broken inside, the people never use them. Those are some of the pieces that are brand new in here. You can see how new the trim is. For instance, instead of buying used wheels, lug nuts, and tires, they're brand new. The brakes on the car, they're brand new. The trim on the fender, brand new. The Camaro emblems, the trim down here, everything is brand new. Matter of fact, if Arsh can show you a little bit under here, I'd like you to see how everything under here is all brand new. Every bolt, belt, fastener looks really, really nice. Now, if I can get a little bit of light over here, we're gonna go ahead and show the bottom of the car right here, because I want you to see this is where so much of the effort goes into making a great driving car. Pan down here and look at this. Look how beautiful that is. Brake lines, subframe, bolts. This is why a car drives nice and doesn't have squeaks and rattles and sounds like it's falling apart versus a car that sounds solidly built and runs and drives like it's new, okay? All right, let's take a peek under the hood because this is where the motivation is and you want to be able to see and know, whoops, so many cars today. Okay, whoa, so check that out. How many times have you shown a car or gone to see a car and you go to pop the hood, right? And you can't even get your fingers under there because people don't finish the restoration. So this here, boom, the spring's in place. The reason I'm getting so excited about this is because there's so much extra effort and detail put into it. So for instance, come here, dual horns. Well, what's the big deal, Tom? Well, most of the cars that come here don't even have horns that work, let alone horns hooked up, all right? This has a dual horn. You can see it's new wiring. You can see new hoses, sending units, all right? The manifolds are correct in the car. It's got power disc brakes. It's got power steering. Things that we forget to ask about. It's got the cowl induction air cleaner on there with the correct hood on there. When you open the hood, you can go to a show here and like, look at this. It's got the big box, air box right there. The suspension's new, the fuel pump is new. I keep pointing it out because I know what I spent on this car, and if you try to do it yourself, and I do this for a living, there's no way you can build this car for what we're selling it for. All right, so we did the things that we like to do. This tail panel black. You know, some people like to put on the Chevrolet rear SS emblem where it says SS396. I think it looks pretty cool. We can certainly swap that out for you if you want. But the stripes, again, clear coated, done the way they're supposed to so you can't feel them. And then on the spoiler as well, front and rear spoilers, all right? There's a hint about this car and you're saying to yourself, well, why does that car look different than other cars, or why does it look better than some of the other cars? And I'll tell you why. Because we did a white houndstooth interior. Most people do black houndstooth interior. This time I did a white houndstooth interior and it came out awesome. Like for instance, check out this white package shelf. Instead of mounting the speakers on the top of the package shelf right there, we mounted them underneath so you don't see the, the real nice Sony high-end speakers in an old school car. So we're gonna hide a stereo system in the car for you and we'll put that in the glove box. All right, so it'll be a nice Alpine digital sound system, 4 speakers and hidden. Which you gotta have your tunes, man. Even in an old school car, even though this car sounds great, you still gotta have your tunes. But I wanna show you this as well, is the underneath here too. I want you to just be able to see the detail. New gas tank straps, leaf springs, shocks, bolts, rear differential, exhaust system, everything. All new, all rebuilt. The RS SS, by having the tail lights, the reverse lights down here below the tail lights, you're getting that. Got the correct tips for the exhaust. And then this right here, this key right here is fitted to fit everything in the car. The days of needing 2 keys for the glove box, the doors, the trunk, we've eliminated that by having just 1 key that works everything on the car. Okay? And again, wet sanded and detailed inside the trunk. New gaskets all the way around. New trunk mat, correct decals inside here. It's the little stuff, man. It's the little stuff that makes these cars really, really nice. Okay. Anyway, a couple small things. This car just arrived. It's minutes old, all right? A couple things that are here. We just haven't got that part installed yet. For instance, the hidden sound system is not in there yet, and the correct original style radio is not in its spot. That'll be in by the time you take delivery of this car, okay? Floor mats we've ordered as well. But back to the white houndstooth interior. So a lot of people say, well, what's the difference between a white houndstooth and a black houndstooth? Well, the houndstooth itself is always the same. It's the trim around the seats, the door panels, the headliner, those kinds of things that make for a white houndstooth or black. So this right here is white, door panels are white, and what have you. You can see how great it looks. What you don't want is a white dash, and the reason you don't want a white dash is because it would reflect in the windshield, and then you can't see out of the car. All right? This has a factory 8 grand tach, 140 mile-an-hour speedometer, console and console gauges. Got the fabulous 4-speed shifter. Seat belts are already in it. It's just beautifully detailed in here. Dome lights working. I mean, it's just a great, great car. So we close up this video. Listen, we were talking about a spectacular looking car. You still wouldn't be tied into this video if it was ugly. You wouldn't have gone through all the pictures and things like that. The beauty of the car is, yes, it's great looking, but really what's great looking is most everything in the car is brand new. So you're getting a true 69 Camaro. If you were to try to build this car, and I think you should try that, call a restorer and ask them to build you a new 69 Camaro and see what it runs. But Lemans blue, white stripes, 4-speed, white houndstooth interior, correct wheels, disc brakes, power steering, 12-bolt with Posi. I mean, just awesome, awesome car. Anyway, if you can find a way to get this beautifully done RS SS396 professionally reproduced and restored, it took us a really long time, and we have photos and receipts and everything. Call us 301-816-1000 and we'll tell you all about it.